We do not endorse the eating of alpacas.
Llamas.
Llamas, that's a gray area. But Jeremy's favorite food is neither alpacas nor llamas nor pizza. It is burgers. This is Jeremy's burger face after he sees a good burger.
And if he were here at the Taipei round, he would be asking all of you where he can go to get the best burger in Taipei tonight.
Where is the best burger in Taipei?
Please don't say McDonald's.
Someone said McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Jeremy is crying.
Market.
Somewhere in Amsterdam, Jeremy is crying that you guys think McDonald's is a good burger.
It's the best burger we have here.
Okay, maybe it's not a burger place. So, as Chauncey said, this right here is not the official way to celebrate the World Scholars Cup, but there is, in fact, an official way to celebrate the World Scholars Cup. At least we like to think so. And it is something that involves Chauncey very directly. Now you see he's walking behind the podium to try to hide, but I'm going to ask him to explain this part a little bit. Now scholars, do you remember earlier when I was introducing Chauncey, I told you that he was a former Global Round Champion scholar, correct?
Yeah.
Now this part of how to celebrate involves a moment from around the time when Chauncey was the Global Round Champion scholar. Can you explain this a little bit, Chauncey?
Well, in the world of today, privacy is becoming something that is increasingly more valuable, increasingly less abundant. And often we do things exuberantly, impulsively, without thinking that we might get caught on camera. At the 2015 Global Round closing ceremony, after I discovered that I was the debate champion, I celebrated in a very impulsive way, and it just so happened to have been caught on camera.
And we just so happened to have the footage from that moment when Chauncey impulsively celebrated. Now, can you all see the screen okay, or do we need to kill the lights up here? Can someone help us a little bit with dimming some of the lights? Because it is very important that you see this, as well as the questions later on.
But this is more important.
Is that better?
I did a dance move that was caught on camera. It goes a bit like yes, yes. First step is to position your arms as if you were doing a bicep curl. The second part is to thrust your arms towards your body. Do not hit yourself because we are a non-violent program, but continuously do so in a rowing motion. And while you do this, tilt your head backwards and with increasing excitement, yes, yes, yes!
A small one. They will then place it on their head, and after we've given them a little bit of time to make adjustments, we will then start the challenge, and from that point forward, they may not touch the alpaca. They must solely keep it balanced on their head through their powers of balance. The last scholar standing up here, obviously not me, will be the alpaca balance champion. And we think it's only right that these scholars up here have something to fight for. So the winner will not only win the recognition and the adulation of all of you, but also a Skittles. Now, those of you who did not take the challenge to come up here, who maybe rejected it, maybe
it is too late.
You had. That's why sometimes you need to take risks. Not always.
They say those who are luckiest. Well.
So, champions up here, please select an alpaca, a small one. Choose wisely.
You can choose any. There are a large number of alpacas here, perhaps some with sturdier necks than others.
It is important also to sort of bond with your alpaca. So choose one that you feel comfortable with. See some of them caressing them.
Caressing, strangling.
Caressing probably is better than strangling. Alright, so we're going to give you a few more seconds to make adjustments.
Interesting how 4 out of 6 are cream colored.
It is.
They're cute.
They might also be some of the most realistically colored, which
Okay, you may not, I like that you're trying to be creative, however, the alpaca must be standing on its bottom. But we have someone changing. We'll give you 10 more seconds.
once the 10 seconds are over, you may no longer touch the alpaca with your hands or your feet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the alpaca balance challenge has begun. Oh, that rhymes. Now, these guys, these 6 folks up here, they're all standing very steady. So we need to give them a couple of tasks to do. First thing, I would like everyone up here to raise their right hand in the air and keep it there. They are now asking all of you questions.
Okay, they seem to be doing this all right. Now, raise your left hand while keeping your right hand in the air.
They are surrendering. Now, while keeping both hands in the air, raise your right leg in the air.
It's interesting how here you see different strategies.
Some people have realized that your leg does not have to be straight.
Oh, and our first casualty has gone down. Scholars, make some noise for our champion, though. You fought valiantly hard. You may return to your team.
So, the most beautiful things in the world are unlikely because they are rare. Because they don't occur as often. This makes them even more beautiful. How? Let's say you have a yellow rose in a garden of red roses. We are drawn to the bright yellow rose because it's the first thing we see. It shouldn't be in that garden, and we are drawn to that fact, the unlikeliness of it. Because it's so unique, we see it as much more beautiful than the other hundreds, much more what some would say are more beautiful. Another example would be, Africa is a poor country. There are places that have much more luxurious things, better cars, maybe better food. Yet, 65.3 million people visited Africa in 2015. Why? Because its unlikely adventures and its culture draw us, and we don't know what to expect. Only that anything can happen, and that is what excites us. That is what makes Africa beautiful. This is why unlikely things are the most beautiful. Thank you.